Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to have life figured out? Like they move through the chaos of the world untouched, calm, focused, and ahead of the game? Here's a brutal truth. It's not luck, not privilege, and definitely not magic. It's wisdom, practiced, disciplined, and ruthlessly honest. Intelligent people, especially those grounded in Stoic philosophy, don't just succeed because of what they do, but because of what they refuse to tolerate. They say no to the things that drain most people of peace, energy, and time. And if you're willing to understand these 10 things intelligent people stay away from, your entire mindset and your life could transform. Stay with me till the end, because the last point might just be the hardest one to accept, but also the most powerful. Thing 1, drama and gossip. Intelligent people don't waste time swimming in the shallow end of the emotional pool. Drama and gossip are distractions disguised as entertainment. They drain your energy, clutter your mind, and tie your self-worth to opinions that don't matter. Stoics teach us to focus only on what we can control. Gossip? Out of your control. Drama? Most of it isn't even about you. So why let it occupy your peace? When you engage in gossip, you lower yourself to a level that contradicts self-respect. It becomes a cycle, judging others, then fearing their judgment. Cutting this habit might feel lonely at first, but solitude is better than fake connection. Talk about ideas, growth, goals, not people. Remember, the strongest minds protect their peace like it's sacred, because it is. Thing 2, seeking constant validation. The intelligent person knows their value doesn't rise or fall based on applause. The need for constant validation is a trap, a dangerous one. It makes you a slave to other people's opinions and strips you of your authenticity. Stoicism teaches us to develop inner applause, to do the right thing even when no one is watching. Because true confidence is quiet, it's rooted in action, not attention. Social media, comparison, people-pleasing, it all feeds this hunger for external validation. But that hunger, it's never satisfied. Intelligent people realize that trying to please everyone is a fast track to pleasing no one, especially yourself. When you let go of needing approval, you step into your power. You become your own source of worth, and that's when people start respecting you. Ironically, when you stop needing it. Thing 3, toxic relationships. Nothing will derail your peace faster than clinging to people who drain you. Intelligent people are ruthless about who they allow into their inner circle, because your environment either fuels your growth or strangles it. Toxic people often wear friendly masks, manipulators, energy vampires, passive-aggressive critics. But your nervous system knows. You feel it in your gut. Stoics teach us to surround ourselves with those who challenge us to grow, not shrink. Emotional leeches? They go. No explanation needed. Walking away doesn't mean you're cold or heartless. It means you value your mental health. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is leave. Thing 4, complaining about things they can't control. Complaining feels good for a second, but it's a thief. It steals your time, energy, and ability to act. Intelligent people know this. They vent, maybe, but then they move. Stoicism is built on this one principle. Focus only on what you can control. Complaining about the weather, traffic, politics, or other people's decisions? Wasted breath. The world doesn't owe you fairness, but you owe yourself peace. And peace comes from letting go of what you can't change and doubling down on what you can. Next time you're tempted to complain, pause. Ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. Intelligent people turn complaints into clarity. Thing 5, overconsumption, news, social media, stimulation. In the modern world, silence is a superpower. Intelligent people are aware of how much junk they let into their mind. News that fuels fear, content that breeds insecurity, distractions that numb their potential. Your brain is not a dumpster, but if you treat it like one, don't be surprised when you feel anxious restless, and disconnected. Stoicism teaches us to guard our mind like a fortress, to be intentional about what we consume, because what goes in shapes what comes out. You don't need to be constantly plugged in. In fact, clarity often comes when you unplug. Intelligent people set boundaries. They read instead of scroll, reflect instead of react. They create more than they consume. Thing 6, arguing to win, not to understand. Most arguments aren't about truth, they're about ego. Intelligent people don't argue just to be right. They seek understanding, wisdom, and common ground. Stoicism reminds us that it's better to understand than to win, because winning an argument but losing your peace, that's a terrible trade. When you're secure in your beliefs, you don't need to dominate. You listen, observe, respond calmly. You choose clarity over chaos. Intelligent people ask, "What can I learn here?" instead of, "How can I crush this person?" Their power comes from restraint, not reaction. Thing 7, living in the past or future. Regret is just mental self-punishment. Anxiety is fear of a future that may never happen. Intelligent people know this, and so they live here, in the now. Stoicism is built on presence. The only thing real is this moment. You can't fix the past. You can't control the future, but you can take action now. Ruminating on mistakes won't change them. Worrying about tomorrow won't make it safer. Intelligent people take what they can from the past, a lesson, and they prepare for the future with intention. But they live now. Want peace? Be where your feet are. Thing 8, chasing perfection. Perfection is a myth, a seductive lie. Intelligent people don't chase flawless outcomes. They chase growth. They know mistakes are proof of effort, not failure. Perfectionism paralyzes. It makes you delay, doubt, and diminish yourself. Stoicism teaches us that excellence matters, but perfection? That's ego talking. It's better to be done and improving than perfect and stuck. Intelligent people focus on progress, on doing their best, adjusting, and doing it again. They'd rather learn through action than wait for perfect conditions that never come. Start messy, start scared, just start. Thing 9, comparing themselves to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. It makes you forget your path by obsessing over someone else's. Intelligent people don't measure their worth against highlight reels. They compete with who they were yesterday. Stoics believe in internal measurement. When you compare, you poison your self-esteem. You trade gratitude for insecurity. But the truth is, no one has your exact story, your exact path, or your exact purpose. You are not behind. You are not ahead. You are on your path. Thing 10, ignoring their inner voice, your intuition. That quiet nudge, that gut feeling, that whisper when something feels off, is your most powerful guide. Intelligent people listen. Stoicism teaches alignment, living in harmony with your principles. That requires inner listening. When you ignore that voice, you betray yourself. When you honor it, you build self-trust. It won't always make sense. It won't always be comfortable, but it will always be true. The noise of the world will try to drown out your inner wisdom. Intelligent people turn down the noise and tune into themselves.